Okay, there we are. Now we're going to click off. 18. All right, so photosynthesis. So take your yellow, and we're going to highlight the word photosynthesis. So you see that one up there, and it already has kind of the little rays.
We just don't color the sun, right?
Just this for now. Yeah,
I color the word.
That's fine. Yeah, girl.
Why you write it in black and then color it?
Just like yours.
Never mind. I just colored it.
Okay, so a strategy for remember vocabulary, if you're visual, that helps a lot. Okay, so photosynthesis, what is it? All right, so the elementary definition, and I'd say 6th grade definition, is how plants make their own food. Okay, but that will help you a little bit on our exam, but not a lot, because they're going to ask you, what is that food? So what are you going to tell them? What's that sugar? Glucose. So that's the food. It's stored in grass leaves. It's stored in tree leaves. It's in roots, especially if it's carrot, because carrots are sweet. Potatoes, they're stored. So it can be stored in plant parts. So then when you eat it, then you get it. So what is it? Is the conversion of what kind of energy starts it? What kind of energy has to start the process? Light. Conversion of light energy. All right, what else? What else comes into the CO2 into organic sugar? Now, I'm putting the word sugar here. If you know that glucose is a sugar, then I wouldn't write that sugar.
You write.
Oh, I'm not putting sugar. I'm putting
So if you know glucose.
Oh, Danny, I got a rose.
Okay.
Gotta rewrite that.
NO2.
Are we writing anything else?
Like,
We're gonna go to
do you
who's
think
next.
to write like that?
What do you mean?
Like cursive and then regular?
That's how I write. I do that because I write faster.
It makes it write faster. I know a lot of people that do that.
People who and that's
They
the
teach me how to write cursive.
well when you write. So I
Wasn't
write
that
part
great?
cursive, part
That's a
print because it's a lot faster. Yeah.
Sugar.
Sugar, glucose.
My teacher,
So that is the sugar and oxygen.
she had like them.
Oh, interesting.
She had like them little tracing papers.
All right, who? Who does photosynthesis?
Plants.
Plants and who else? Algae. All right, now we have to know the other two words. What are the words for plants and algae? What are their labels?
They are.
How do we label them or classify them? Autotrophs, and then what do we call them in a food chain? Producer. So that's how they could say it. They may not even mention who they are, but they could say producer or autotroph, and you just have to know both of them mean the same thing. All right, so self-feeder. So I had a student who said, well, I was told in the class that we're autotrophs as people. I said, why are you an autotroph? And they said, because we can feed ourselves. And I said, don't tell me. And there was a teacher who told him that. And that's the kind of thing that I'm like, are you killing me? That is killing me. So, but self-feeder, think about it. I'm sure, I mean, you can think about that and say, oh, yeah, well, I guess I'm an autotroph too, but we're not green. You never have to eat if you're not autotroph. All right, moving on. When? When does photosynthesis happen?
Anytime.
All right.
When the sun is out.
When there's light. If it's dark as night, but I have a light on a plant, then it's still gonna happen. So yeah. So when there's light and something else.
Water.
Well, let's put that. We'll put water What if that tree drops all of its leaves? Like it's gonna start doing.
Doesn't die. No.
Does it die? Or is it just preparing for the winter time?
Preparing for the
Prepare
wintertime.
for
So it's going dormant. It's like hibernation. So can it do photosynthesis if it doesn't have green leaves? Mm-mm. So you have to have chloroplast.
Some trees do stay green.
Right. So those conifers and there's even some other, like those shrubs out there, they say green. So they can still do photosynthesis in the wintertime. It's just going to be lower.
Okay, I got a question. So what's some trees, they green and stuff, and then they be eating, like, them little worm things be eating the tree alive and they just fall off. Like, what?
You're talking about like the ones that line right here on this,
Them
like
dogwoods
those,
stink.
these big trees that line this fence line right here.
What we at?
Those get worms.
No, the tree be like a pine tree.
She's talking about tamarind.
Oh, you talking about those, it's like a Christmas tree. Yeah.
Yeah, those are conifers. Yeah.
So the worms be eating it alive. I know what you're talking about. I see what you're doing. Cause, yeah.
It's just a pest.
They just get off.
And different, yeah, they like different, prefer different trees. All right, where, that is in cells, not like someone said yesterday, outside. I was like, I know, I was pretty vague about where. So where in cells and eukaryotic cells? Where does this happen again? Chloroplast, yeah. Okay, so this is where I would take your colors, white, green, chloroplast, anything that we know that will help you figure out and remember that part. All right, where in cells? Why? Okay, so what did we say yesterday? Y'all already know the answer to this. If we were to, I will say there were a handful of you that missed this on that food web. If you were to eliminate, I think it was not because you didn't know the answer, it's just that you're thinking of it a different way. Yeah, so if you pluck every autotroph, every producer plant part and throw it out, what would happen?
What I said was that it'll be less consumers and all. They won't have that much energy.
Yeah, so you can see this. You remember who's at the bottom of all these energy pyramids.
And they're like the main.
So if you get rid of them, it all collapses, right?
Yeah.
So tell me the opposite now. Why is photosynthesis important? Because it provides what? Food. So why to provide food.
I'm gonna study tonight. If I fail this quiz, we gotta do it tomorrow.
And what gas? Yep. What gas?
CO2.
Oxygen.
Can I have this quiz? Thank you.
For life.
Oh,
All right. And then that means it supports all food chains. I mean, that's it. Or food webs, same difference. Okay, how? Okay, it's
Are you
two
gonna start giving
parts.
us things like this more often? Because I kind of like taking notes on here.
We are, we can.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can bring you some paper for these out. Yeah, I kind of like doing notes on here better than just writing notes. Because I'll.
yeah, we can. All right, two parts, light reaction and dark reaction. Okay, so light means light. Dark, no light. Okay, so here, this diagram's on our quiz, and we're going to try to put it on our benchmark when I finish making it out. And so,
This is light. So where it says light, do we put yellow?
yep, because it uses the light. And so, yeah, RXN is a short version of reaction.
Yellow.
All right, so let's look at that chloroplast. Now, don't draw this. Do you remember on the microscope lab where you had a cell and then you have these little chloroplasts? Okay. Oh, here's a nucleus. Okay, and I had ribosomes and all the other business. So that little green chloroplast is what this is. So I've taken one and enlarged it. So everything we're talking about, the light has to get into here. The water's coming from the central vacuole. I mean, so it's all interacting. All right.
What is you?
Uh-oh, go back. Don't know where it went.
You a lot, because you must definitely did this next one. You must definitely say you've been here since it's grade.
Perfect.
You said
Okay. So put a C in front of that chloroplast because it looks like holocaust or something. Okay, so it's 2 layers of lipid, and then you've got these little packages in here.
it looks exactly what you have on here. Great.
Okay, all right. What starts photosynthesis? This is the carbon cycle, so it's the first thing that happened outside. Light, and what trapped the light? The leaves. What in the leaves? All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to draw it out, then we're going to write it. So does everybody have space underneath where it says light reaction, dark reaction?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so start with light. So we're going to do, and we're going to go down like this number. Okay?
Oh. You're going to draw sun?
Yep. So just draw some light coming in. Now, what color do you think we're going to have to color this? Green. So once you have your sun in place, grab your green, and we're going to color those little thylakoids here. Chlorophyll and all right, so that's the part of the chloroplast where the chlorophyll is. So it's chlorophyll and thylakoid. So right now on any leaf that is green, the leaf is the photosynthetic organ of a plant. Okay, it is the organ that does that. But when it starts to get colder and the light starts not to be as intense because our earth is, is moving and we're moving away from the sun, what colors do you start to see? Brown once they're dead and they fallen, but at first what other colors can you see? Yellow, what else? Orange, some reds. There is orange. They're orange.
What's that word? What is it? That H word.
That's thylakoid.
I thought it was H too. I don't put an H on my paper.
Just put a T in front of it. T. Oh yeah, it does look like a big H.
How do you spell it? Diploid. Diploid.
T. Like that.
Okay.
So there is yellow, orange, red. Those pigments are in here.
Thank you, Brianna.
So when the chlorophyll starts to break down, then we start seeing the other colors. The other colors are in those leaves. They're just kind of waiting for chlorophyll to get out of the way. So chlorophyll starts to break down and we know, oh, it's autumn. Well, y'all know we're kind of lucky living where we do because we have 4 seasons.
For real?
But not all places have 4 seasons.
They only got one season, like the Arctic.
4 seasons?
I like it because you get to see a little bit of everything. If you lived in a desert, you're not going to have 4 seasons. If you live out in the Midwest, it's a very, very short autumn. It goes almost from mild summer to winter. You have a big winter. It just depends on what ecosystem you are. But I like the fact that we have all those. Okay, so chlorophyll came in. What came into the tree next? Water. Okay, so the water moves up through, what is the organ that traps the
Central
water?
vacuum.
No, what's the organ in the plant? The roots. Okay, so the roots pull it up by osmosis, and then it goes and fills. What does it feel, Malaysia?
Huh?
What does it feel inside of a plant
I
cell?
said it right. Central vacuum.
Right, so then the water moves in by osmosis and fills it up. So we've got, how many comes in into the recipe? 6. So let's do a water droplet, 6 H2O. So water comes in.
Is that a 6?
Yep. So 6 water molecules, and when that light hits that water, it splits it, and it releases oxygen. So that's when the oxygen got pushed out of the tree. It started in the tree because it hadn't been made yet. When that water comes in, it gets split. So when you water your plants, you're giving yourself oxygen. So we're going to shoot out.
We giving ourselves oxygen?
Yep, when you're watering plants.
Oh, I need to start watering
I'm gonna go plant some fit. I mean, wow.
You said-
That's why my grandma used to do that after she used to smoke them cigarettes.
No, so you calling out your grandma.
I mean,
6 oxygen.
everybody know her.
So you want
Who
to
knows?
kitchen and bring us me out fast?
Yeah, it's just not be a color. Yeah.
Are you a grandma yet?
All right.
Oh, we put our other gun there?
6O2. All right, so that's the light reaction. Okay, so up underneath where it says light reaction, we're gonna number these. All right, everybody with me? You got the color part? Oops, go back. All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there's 3. Think of it for all of you who are more methodical and you're more left brain. This will be a way to think, okay, there's first step, second step, third step, and that can help you remember what happens. So now for all the folks that have to see the words. So this is just symbols. So what do we say? What is number 1? What happened first?
The sunlight goes into the.
Hey, Walter or Austin, will y'all open that door? I didn't realize it's locked. I thought I'd unlocked it. Somebody's probably running into it. All right, what happened? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sunlight goes into the phone.
All right, so light reaction. Yep, we're going to put number 1, chlorophyll.
Oh, where do you want us to write it?
Up under where it says light reaction.
Oh, okay.
Chlorophyll traps light.
Light. We write that up under the one that says supports light. Or
Yep, right where it says light. Yeah, light. What did light do to the water? Splits water.
I swear it did.
Oxygen is released.
Okay, see.
Now, if you don't have enough room, you can probably just add it to the side, but that's just the 3.
No.
We're gonna do one, like,
Why?
yeah, one thing under dark. So,
What color am I?
This going under light?
yep.
I don't know if I can do that.
All right, where's that oxygen go? Out. So every leaf has these holes like our nostrils. And they have these little guard cells. Oh, they have thousands, 1 leaf. And they're like these little nostrils, and like how you can suck your nose together and like it kind of closes. They have guard cells that go open, close, open, close, open, close. So when they're open like that, that oxygen sneaks out. Now, what gas is going to be coming in there? CO2. That's over on the other side. Okay, so we only have one more thing to write down, and that's it. And
You
that's
gotta write something under dark lab.
so. What's left? We've used some water. We've made some oxygen. We've used the light. Right. So when you breathe out, you're giving yourself food. That's weird too to think about. I know. Think about when you give a plant CO2, they're making food. So that's what. How many CO2s go in? What's the magic number we said? 6. So we're just going to go 6 CO2. And this is called the Calvin cycle.
Can I ask you a question?
in just a sec. So this is
I'm gonna just wait until we get done with all these notes that I have.
because we're trying to get to the point where we're going to answer these couple questions and we're going to do that whiteboard and then go outside for the scavenger hunt.
Ooh-wee. I got me looking. I like one.
Can I have my?
We going outside that way?
Can't decide yet. I've got
So,
to kind of
like-
scout it out, see what, I know what you have to find, and then you make sure you can find it.
What do we have
Okay.
to find?
Most likely
But
you find
like-
it out there. but-
Since I'm like black and white, what color am I considered?
Black and white, like just.
Me?
No, like
You mean?
no, like what am I like?
Pigment.
If it, like, are you standing for like?
No.
Pigment.
I think you can be whatever you want to be.
I want to be white.
You think about that. You think about that. I mean, honestly. All right, we'll talk about that with genetics and DNA. That's coming up. Okay, so what step is this? What number are we on?
4.
All right, so put a 4 there. And so 6 CO2s come in.
I get tired of these.
Out here, no chlorophyll, no light. And then what's made? One thing. Shoots out the bottom, and that's the red apple.
Wait.
Glucose.
Yep, so here's my butterfly apple. 1 glucose, C6H12O6.
I can. What's that say?
C6H12O6. Now I have a question, because this is for all you analytical people who, when you're looking at this, you're like, okay, I'll just take your word for it. Or you might say, wait, hold the phone. Where in the world did this hydrogen come from? Because I only put in carbon and oxygen.
I can't see it. The little apple.
Where did that hydrogen come from? Where did hydrogen come in to this chloroplast? Water.
Didn't you not just do what I said?
Right.
So this isn't necessary. This is for all the people who are like, wait, where the hydrogen come from? They came from that water, and it shoots over. But you don't have to put that. That's honors curriculum. But if you want to put it, you can put it. If you ever going to take biology again, like biology 2, or
You can take biology too.
Let me talk about it.
For you, you the only person that teaches it?
we're going to add a biology 2 honors class in the future.
So we'll be.
Because for next year, we've got forensics, and we added 2 this year. So, all right. So tell me what to write for dark. That's the last one, number 4. What came in?
You got all of them right here.
How many?
6.
6 CO2 go into stroma plus 12 hydrogens make 1. Know what shot out the bottom? Glucose. 1 glucose. So what if we want to shut photosynthesis down? Say there's still light. What could we shut down and not give the chloroplast to where it would affect the photosynthetic rate? It wouldn't make glucose. What else could come in? Let's say there's light. We're letting light come in. What else could we just eliminate?
Temperature.
Well, temperature does make a difference. But yeah, we can eliminate and say you don't get any water. Or what else could we take away from it?
Can you go back down? I can't.
What comes in from the top, the other side?
Water.
What is an apple?
What gas?
Oh, CO2.
CO2.
No, because at first you can have it.
Would this little cycle right here be number 4?
Yep, that's number. Yeah, all that's number 4. Yeah, this is 4. I just kind of consolidated it because as long as you know that, you're in good shape. Okay, so this is what they're going to do on your exam. They're going to do this. They're going to give you a box. And they're going to say this comes in and this comes out. And they're going to say water.
You want to draw this
And
box?
no, you don't have to. CO2, light, glucose, oxygen. What process is that?
Bad.
Photosynthesis. All right, so don't expect them, they're gonna try to trick you, and they're not gonna draw a chloroplast. They may draw a box. They may make a circle.
Yes, you do.
And they're gonna ask you, what is this box? And you're gonna have to tell them that it's this. So think about all the ways they could try to trick you. Okay? All right, we good? All right, on the back side, look at these 4 questions. And let's see if we can figure them out before we get in your groups and do the whiteboards.
Like, you know what, y'all really
Malaysia. Y'all flip this over. All right, don't look at the answers. So what is, don't look at this yet. What is this person given the plant? What's the plant given? That's what I would do first, is label it, then go look for the answers. Okay, so you said, what's the human given the plant?
Carbon.
All right, what's the plant giving them?
Oxygen.
All right, then go find the answer.
It's 3.
See how much easier that is?
No.
I would label this stuff every day of the week, and then go and find it. All right, because this is what I know some of y'all do, is you think if something looks familiar, you'll say, I think that's the answer, and you choose it and you move on. So don't do that. All right, next, number 9.
That's easy.
Which energy level has the least amount of energy? A. A is correct. Got it. Puppies are given medicine to eliminate roundworms from their intestines. Y'all know that. That's how you deworm puppies. Let me see.
Yeah, I'll be happy to do that with my dog.
So these worms consume some of the food the puppies have digested,
Well, I
and
had
the
to do that
worms
to
of
one of my
puppies represent what type? Now, they're not eating the, it
It's a
is,
host.
it's C. Yeah, parasite host. You're right.
Well, it's not really my dog. It's my cousin's dog. I just follow my dog.
All right, what's going on here? We got an amoeba, and it's doing something to the bacteria.
It's eating it up. It's like breaking it down.
Decomposing.
No. Yeah, it's breaking it down. Yeah, it's a decomposer.
Producer.
That's not it?
I thought it was.
Well, it's not really, it's just surrounding it and eating it.
Yeah.
So if you're an
Decomposing.
eater,
It's eating.
producer, you're making your own food, he's eating that. I think it's consumer. Now, yeah. This was the trick. They should have said digested or something. I think that's why that was tricky. Okay, whiteboards. We're going to practice food webs, food change, carbon cycle, and photosynthesis. So you can get any of your notes. You can use them. There's plenty of markers in the tray. If there's not one that works great, let me know. There's whiteboards. All right, Pedro, Walter, Brenda, Lily, and Janessa. Abby, Brandon.
Is it over?
Diamond, Malaysia, Tabs.
Nope. Oh, yeah.
Brianna, Esperanza, Brandon. Brandon, you're with them.
Is it rolling?
Yes.
Hey, sisters. Actually, this camel quality is pretty good. I have a pimple right here.
Abby, Vanessa, Dimitri, Kevin.
This is Miss Thornhill.
Oh, wow.
This is first
And
period.
Pedro, Walter, and you can get somebody else.
9:26.
And Vanessa, Brenda.
It's
And Lily.
Where I guarded.
One of your people.
I have my Jesus sandals on. Oh. I was like, I have my Jesus sandals on.
Oh my God.